Hey everybody, it's Josie. Welcome back to Cedar Creek Homestead. Well, I hope that you fellas had a good Father's Day weekend, and we enjoyed our family visit. And now those that are in Missouri have went home, but they'll be back in a few weeks, and we've got more projects to do. And I appreciate the kind words that y'all had about our cemetery, and we're still working on that. And I'll as things progress and we get the gates done and we get the painting done, I'll bring you back and show you the finished results. But I'm so pleased and so thankful that we've all worked together to make such a wonderful thing, and I was privileged to bring it to you all. And your nice comments and your beautiful words meant a whole lot to me. I got to thinking about the cemetery and how one of the best ways that I can describe it is peaceful, and it is peaceful there. One thing that helps make it peaceful is that I know that Howie knew Jesus, and so when he left us, he didn't leave for a world of sadness and a world of despair. He left and went right into his heavenly reward, and I'm thankful that I have that peace and that assurance that things are good with him. And you know, our farm is peaceful, and we just got back, me and Papa Tex and Granny, and we have a cow that's had a calf, and the calf is white, and she's got that little booger hid out. Papa Tex has seen the calf. He knows it's a bull calf, but she's got him hid, and we have drove all over the edges of the pasture. Our pastures are all lined with the creek runs through, or tree lines run through all of our pastures, and so there's lots of shade and there's lots of cool places that she could have hid this baby out. And of course, she's a smart thing, and she's not leading us to her baby. She's got him hid, and she knows that he's safe. And so we did our best to go see our new baby, but we finally have gotten back here to the house. And but I liked going up on the hillside and listening to Papa Tex's stories about his old home place that he grew up on. He's lived on this farm since he was 2, and so I listened to all the stories about carrying going and getting his water and carrying it back home in the lard buckets, and just all the stories that I love to hear. And I feel like that I'm fortunate to be here. But it's very peaceful up on that hillside when you get past the creek and you go up on the hill back there where their old home place was, and you can still hear noises off in the distance. You can always hear that train when it comes through, and you can hear when someone starts a vehicle off somewhere, or a dog bark, and you can hear my chickens, my roosters crowing. But it is peaceful up there. And I was thinking about that. I thought, you know, if you have peace in your life, you're a fortunate person. You're very blessed. There's so many things that are going on in the world today, and we know those things. We know that there are wars, and there's rumors of wars that the Bible talks about, and there's you know, people are worried about inflation and worried about gas prices and the job market and all of these things that just keep us pulled from place to place to place. But I'm thankful that I have peace. Howie and I have always been the type that we don't like drama. Now, I'm not talking about the dramas that you watch on television. I'm talking about the things that people get stirred up and just keep stirring the pot and stirring the pot. You know what they say about the pot, you know, of stink. The more you stir it, the worse it stinks. And there are people that they just absolutely love to be involved in that, and it's a stressor to me, and it was a stressor to Howie. We like to be more laid back. We like to be calmer. You know, Howie was one that he would just stay away from those things, and we got involved in some things in our life in the ministry that was just drama filled all the time. And the enemy will get you, you know, he'll let you hear these little things that intrigues you, and before you know it, you're in the big middle of all kinds of mess that doesn't belong to you, and you're taking part in it. Makes me think of growing up on I grew up on a dairy farm, and this old cow had gone way out in the holler, and she had died. It's hot summertime. We were out of school, and she was bloated up like what things do that die. And we were playing, and I don't really know, I'm sure we were probably 10, 11, 12 years old, me and my brothers, and we discovered this cow laying out there in the holler. And my brothers started making a game of it, jumping from, they would run at the top of the holler, you know, where it starts to go down. They would run with all their might, and they would jump over this cow and up the other side of the hill. And over and over and over they did it. And they were just having the grandest time. Now, I never did, because I know my luck, and it wouldn't have ended well for me. Well, my brothers continued back and forth, just jumping and playing and having a good old time until the last time. And my brother Jeremy, one of the twins, he ran and jumped, and he landed right in the middle of that old cow. She was bloated up. He landed in her, and he just sunk down in the middle of her. It was bad. He had that stink on him, and he had to go home with that stink on him. Clothes, shoes, there was no getting around it. There wasn't no hiding it from Mama that they had been doing it. There was no, there wasn't any getting out of it. They were caught. And when we allow ourselves to get caught up in all of that drama and all that nonsense, that happens to us. We get involved in things that don't concern us at all. And sometimes we get involved in things that we think concerns us. And it disturbs our peace. It can make us sick, physically sick. I think a lot of people have stomach issues and have nerve issues. Now, I'm not talking, I know that there are people that have real physical ailments. I understand that. But people sometimes get stressed out, they get headaches, they get stomach problems, they get nerve problems simply because the people around them are so drama-filled that it just literally drives them bananas. The Lord desires for us to live a life of peace. Sometimes we get ourselves involved in so many things, being pushed here, being pushed there. We put ourselves on a strict time schedule of saying, we have to do this, we can't miss out on this, we have to be here and we have to be there, and we never sit down and take a breather. And I'm not talking about laziness and not working, but sometimes we need to take a breather and say, I'm not running anywhere, I'm not going anywhere, I'm just going to take the time to be still and to be quiet. And it's okay in your life when people present all these problems and all these cares to you. It's okay to not get involved. It's okay to not know every little newsworthy thing. It's okay, and it's healthier for you to turn the drama off. Not the TV drama, but the drama in your life. Pull back from those things and refuse to allow yourself and your family to get caught up in it. It's no fun being around somebody that's always, they always have something. We went to church with a little lady, and no matter where you saw her, at church, at this grocery store, if you ask her how she was doing, there was always something that was wrong. There was always something that was going on. And I thought how sad it is, especially for a Christian person, to never really know or understand that peace that passes all understanding. The Lord has that for us in our lives if we will just yield to Him and will shun those things that the enemy tries to throw at us, that tries to steal our peace. Well, we know in this day and age that there's all kinds of things that'll steal our peace. And we've talked about it before, spending all the time listening to the news and trying to keep up on all the crazy stuff that's going on. It will steal your peace. Family issues. You know, sometimes I understand there are things that we can't get away from, but we don't need to know what great Aunt Gertie's doing and who she's been around and we don't need to know all of that. We don't need to know it. It's okay to be in the dark about some things. You know, if we try our best to keep up with the things that are important, the things that matter, and push away from those things that keep us bound and keep us so stressed out, we'll be better for it. You know, there's a scripture that I want to give you guys. It says, "Thou will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on thee, because he trusteth in me." If you trust in the Lord, this is a promise from the Lord. It's Isaiah 26:3. If we trust in him, if we trust in the Lord, and we keep our mind stayed on the Lord, then he will bring us that peace. You know, people that are so worked up all the time, that's everything that's going on, and they just cannot catch a breath when they're going from trouble to trouble to trouble to trouble. It's because their mind is not staying on the Lord. And that's what we need to do. Keep our mind stayed on the Lord. Trust in him. Love him. And he will bring us peace. You know, we chase after all kinds of things that we think are peace for us. That this will bring peace. Or if I just had a bigger house. Or if I had a better job. Or if I had more money. Or if I didn't look this way. If I could change my looks. Or I dated a different person. Or I went to this school or this college. Or whatever. The list goes on and on and on. But if we will find peace in the Lord and listen to his voice, listen to his calling, and be led by him, we'll be so much better off. Guys, I think you'll find that even in the midst of all the turmoil and the mess that's going on in this world, if you'll find peace, and that's knowing Jesus as your Lord and Savior, then things will be better for you. This is Josie, guys, and I sure love you. And until next time, we're gone.